Hello, Stormguard and Hedgefleet. I am back from Dad's, and we are back with another death battle. Well, it's something I would be excited for if we were living in a parallel dimension. So, yeah, Gru versus Megamind. It was hyped up to be the hypest of all death battles, and from what I've seen over the weekend on Twitter, a lot of people didn't really like it. I don't know why. Could have been because of the preview. It could have also been because of Universal being a royal bag of dicks. Who knows? So, yeah, I got Nathan with me. I got Chris with me. So, are we ready to see Gru versus Megamind? And I also got Riley here as well.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Nathan?
Good. By you said things, I'm actually pretty worried about this one.
Yeah. I'm
This
actually...
is a milestone episode.
Yeah.
This is actually a Kickstarter episode.
Yeah. Like, this was... That's the other sad part. This was also a Kickstarter milestone, and like I said before, a lot of people for some reason didn't really like this one. It could have been the fact that the models from the sneak peek were, well, at least one of the models from the sneak peek were actually scuffed to hell and back. Or it could also be the fact that Universal royally fucked over Megamind's preview. Who knows? But anyways, let's see what we got here. Oh, shit. Let me just make sure that is unmuted. Before we begin. There we go. Let's try this again.
Ha! Hoya! Hoya! Fight! Gru versus Megamind.
You either die a despicable villain or live long enough to become an admirable hero.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Evil
Well, I'm not
never
worried
dies.
about Gru's
It
preview
merely
or
goes
Gru's
dormant,
analysis. I'm
waiting
worried
for a
about
villain to
Megamind's
arise
analysis.
and spread its name to the
Because of what
darkest
happened.
corners of the earth.
Like a man so evil, he cuts in line at the coffee shop and makes balloon animals for kids and then pops them in their face. What a despicable man.
The world would surely tremble at his name, Gru.
Really? Just Gru? Doesn't have some sort of stage name or like doctorate or, you know?
Felonious Gru, son of the supervillain known as the Bald Terror.
Oh man, he's so dead.
Even as a small child, Gru
was the
had
Bald
big aspirations. He could make rocket bikes,
got
cheese
big
rings,
stars.
and
Gru
this
Senior.
dog?
And his arsenal grew even more with the help of his new best
Supervillain
buddy,
Felonious
Dr.
Gru.
Nefario.
Beautiful
See,
title
now
at Gru
that's
Mail.
a supervillain name. Come on, man.
With Nefario's help, Gru's gadgets grew gadgets. Flamethrowers, sticky fingers, fantastic entertainment for 2-year-olds, and a fully weaponized airship. Though I must question this thing's aerodynamics.
It's loaded up with wing-mounted machine guns, a rocket thruster that can escape the Earth's atmosphere, and a whole lot of missiles.
Despite the impressive firepower, Gru's go-to weapon
Airship,
seems to be his
plastic
freeze ray,
cannon, fart
which can
gun,
encase most people in
flamethrower,
ice with a
freeze ray,
single
group
shot.
grenades,
With
grappling
his
hook,
course.
gadgets and gusto
Can't forget
combined,
the fart
and a little
gun.
teaching from the school
Jetpack,
of building,
laser gun, lipstick,
Gru started
taser,
making
rocket
strides in
launcher,
the
freight train,
underworld of
stealth
evil.
suit,
He
sticky
swiped the
fingers,
crown jewels when he was only a kid, nabbed the New York City Jumbotron just
It was
for fun,
X-ray goggles.
and even stole both the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
From Las Vegas.
Yeah, Gru was
The
bad,
small ones
but
from
he
Las
wasn't
Vegas.
good at being bad. A lot of his schemes kind of blew up in his face.
The line dividing genius from moron is a thin one. Just look at us.
Oh yeah, my back hurts from carrying all the genius between us.
Regardless, while Gru may not have been the infamous villain he'd
Well,
hoped,
mostly
he did earn
Wiz.
the loyalty of a few guys.
Guys,
Yeah, guys, like little guys. There's Kevin, Bob, Stuart,
We
Otto,
just call
Billy,
them
Larry,
minions.
John, Liam, Chad.
oh, the Minions! And that's not just their role, it's the actual name of their species.
Right,
Or as
the
I like
minions
to
have
call them,
existed
the
since the dawn of
raving
life
rabbits
itself,
of
over 3
illumination.
billion years ago, and they all follow one instinct. to serve the biggest, baddest, most despicable villain they can find.
T-Rexes, Count Dracula, AI artists, whatever evil they can lay their grubby little eyes on.
But Time Illumination made fun of AI artists.
Keeping them? Not so much.
The amount of times the minions have incidentally caused the death of their own bosses is staggering.
Wait, didn't one of them serve the Queen of England?
What about it?
Nothing.
The minions witnessed Gru's villainy firsthand and decided that he would be the next big boss they follow.
It worked out like PB&J, because like Gru, these guys do machines.
The minions invented the fly swatter centuries before humans did. They somehow crafted light bulbs and instruments while living in
And
the
they haven't
Arctic. So
alphabetized the list of all of their names.
Proved a simple task.
They're geniuses. They once pulled off a jailbreak
From the
by
fourth
building
movie.
a flying machine out of prison outfits, vans, computers, and toilets. Aisle seaters are in shambles right now.
And they're seemingly invulnerable, having been smashed flat, set on fire, and exploded by missiles even inside their own mouths. But also, they're possibly immortal? Kevin here has been around since the dawn of their species, which means Kevin is 3 billion years old.
And their numbers keep increasing. Over 10,000 minions clock into work every day.
And yet, in a real work setting, they'd be fired in minutes.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like a banana, a popsicle, a butt, or anything remotely silly to distract them enough for plans to go off course. But these guys love TikTok.
It's no wonder that, even with thousands of minions at his back, Gru still couldn't cut it as a supervillain. Maybe it was time to hang up the freeze ray for good, but not before taking a chance at his ultimate dream.
Steal the moon!
Easier said than done.
Oh no, really?
Steal
The moon?
When he couldn't get the shrink ray he needed on his own, Gru required a new, even more despicable weapon.
Children. Specifically, adopting 3 girls. And somehow it worked! Crime of the century, here we go!
How tragic that through all the dance recitals and unicorns, Gru discovered the joys of fatherhood.
Oh, story of my life. God, I'm so proud of her. Anyway, out with the villain and in with the bedtime stories.
But even though he turned a new leaf for his daughters, Gru wasn't done commanding his minion army. Now he'd just do it as not a villain, by joining the Anti-Villain League.
The AVL hooked him up with lipstick tasers and goop grenades, mini submarines and high-tech cars, and some great date nights with the future Mrs. Gru. Things are looking up, buddy.
5 minions even underwent experimental procedures to become
Whoopsie.
more powerful than before. The Mega Minions.
Tim stretches. Dave got super strength. Gus got super strength and flight. Sorry, Dave. Jerry became an indestructible brick monster who eats live bombs. He's my favorite. And Mel's new laser eye can blast through the planet and hit a satellite on the other side in less than a second.
Calculating its speed across the Earth, that's 5% the speed of light.
So, Gru's true calling wasn't being a villain at all. He's an anti-villain. And he's good at it, too. This guy can dodge heat-seeking missiles and casually punch out a shark in one shot. All because he was in full dad mode.
But the most incredible element here is easy to miss. For billions of years, the minions have had the biological drive to serve the greatest villain they can find. And yet, despite Gru's turn away from villainy, they chose to continue serving him. The minions' love for Gru is so strong, it overwrote their primordial genetic code.
They still see greatness in him, even now. After all, Felonious Gru will go to the moon and back to keep his family safe. Wait, Kevin, don't touch that button!
Okay, Megamind should be up next, but there is a chance that it got totally nuked by DreamWorks since they hit our preview last week.
Don't worry, we have a plan. You can watch the complete Gru vs. Megamind episode on deathbattle.gg. That's our website, it's linked below. It has every episode of Death Battle uncut,
Interesting.
unfiltered,
So
uncensored.
they had a game plan.
Even the weird ones.
It's kind of like our own private Patreon with memberships that support the show directly. And for this week, you can get a membership for a month for
So
free
that makes
by
me
using the
wonder,
code
what
PRESENTATION.
did they do
All caps. That's
for
important.
the YouTube
Being a
side?
member gets all sorts of extra goodies and behind-the-scenes stuff, but the important thing is you'll be able to watch the unaltered Gru vs. Megamind episode for free.
So head to deathbattle.gg right now and use code PRESENTATION for a free month of membership. All caps. Remember.
I may have to look at that.
What happens when the villain wins? On a grim, dark day, the citizens
now
of
it makes me
Metro City
wonder,
learned
how
the
did
horrifying answer to that
what did they
question
do for the
when their
YouTube
hero,
version?
their Metro Man, was lost forever. Bested by the fearsome supervillain destined
Oh,
for
no.
greatness, Megamind.
Cause
This
if
is
your
what I'm
rival
But it's a
team's
good
gonna
thing
be
they
that
made-
on the nose, you better
It's a
match
good-
that
but it's a
energy.
good thing
Their
they,
feud goes way back to when they escaped their dying
It's a
planet
good thing they
Superman
had a
style
game plan.
and immediately got in each
yeah,
other's
that
way.
is at
While
least
Metro
good,
Baby
but
landed in a nice and cozy
what did
home,
they do for
he
the
caused
YouTube
the
version
weird
of
blue
it?
kid to crash land in prison and literally grow up behind bars. What kind of city government would make the kid stay in jail?
It wasn't as bad as you'd think. He was a perfect fit for the Metrocity prison for the criminally gifted.
Metro City.
But while everyone outside bars loved that new kid who could fly, they weren't too keen on the boy with the big blue head and his constant string of destructive accidents.
So if he was going to be the bad guy no matter what, why not embrace it and become a true supervillain?
Yeah, sounds kinda like you. Megamind is a genius inventor, creating weapons to stage prison breaks before he could even talk.
Unknown.
It does sound like me.
Unknown.
With a bit of tutoring from Machiavellian
Yeah,
in the
that-
ways of
he
wrongdoing,
never knew what
he got to
Megamind
work on his
name
crime-starting career, facing off with his destined rival over and over again.
And Megamind's got everything he needs. An invisible car for getaways, assuming he can find the thing. A hoverbike for flying and shooting at the same time, if he can multitask. Lasers, bombs, bubble guns, baseball bats, jet
referencing the
boots, and
games
more
and
galore.
But his go-to is the
Very-
D-gun, a laser pistol with various
They're
possible
even
effects.
referencing
such as
the
destroying,
comics.
decelerating,
I
demoralizing,
didn't know Megamind had
de-locking,
comics.
de-gravity thing.
I wouldn't expect a guy calling himself Megamind to have the best name ideas, Wiz. He probably based the entire thing around his favorite setting, dehydration,
Brain
which
rot,
turns
chum.
people and objects into tiny
Take no
cubes for easy
Marita
storage,
side
though they
chick.
can be returned to normal with a drop of water.
Ah,
He
yes,
did keep the whole
Keiko.
mind thing running with his
Frickin-
horde of henchmen, the
frickin'
brain
Keiko.
bots. These mini-mechs follow Megamind's every command, even pulling off the most incredible drone show you've ever seen in your life.
Which, according to the director's commentary, is made up of over 100,000 brain bots. Though, ironically, I wouldn't call his brain bots, smart. That designation goes to Megamind's proper minion, Minion!
Minion serves many roles for Megamind. Sidekick, guy in the chair, awkward sibling relationship despite technically being his pet.
The best fish friend you could have in your plans to kidnap news reporter Roxanne Ritchie to piss off Metro Man for the 19th time this week. Or for the final time. Children, shield your eyes!
He did it! Thanks to his most powerful invention of all, an orbital death ray that could shatter mountains, Metro City's hero had fallen. It was Megamind's time to rule.
And he had no idea what to do next. With Metro
Until it
Man
was revealed
dead,
that
what was even
Metro
the
Man
point?
and
Clearly,
wanted to
he
retire,
needed a
so
new
he faked his
superhero
own
to fight.
death.
And apparently, he could just make that happen. With his diffuser gun, he injected this loser with Metro Man's DNA, turning him into Metro Man 2.0, Titan.
Megamind even trained him himself, using his disguise generator and expert acting skills. What a performer! But for all his smarts, Megamind is a terrible judge of character. When Titan turned tyrant, Metrocity needed yet another superhero to save it.
Metro City. Thanks to some encouragement from an old friend, rival, who wasn't actually dead at all and just let all of this happen despite having godlike superpowers. Thanks to some encouragement from a very experienced friend, Megamind stepped up to the plate.
Hey, he had the moxie for it. Megamind's tanked explosions and dodged electric blasts. Titan was strong enough to toss around a skyscraper, and Megamind put up a solid fight with his mech armor.
A suit specifically designed to mimic the pilot's movements, whether it be lamppost sword fighting, busting a move, or being surprisingly stealthy.
And with quick thinking and some hench help, Megamind taught Titan a lesson he knew all too well. The bad guy always loses.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
city
sure.
decided to just forgive Megamind of
Not
all his
fair.
years of terror and destruction and call him their superhero. I guess they didn't really have any better options.
Hey, Megamind took his new role as the city's hero seriously. He even built a suit that mimicked Metro Man's strength, flight, and X-ray vision.
Ah,
Now,
yes.
the D-gun is used to make
They-
runaway bad guys lose their balance and get
they
caught.
reference the
His portal
button of
bazooka is
doom
excellent for
short
saving people
film.
from out-of-control cars. And while the death ray might not have been a hero killer, it's certainly great at blowing up giant evil robots.
And Minion was all for it.
Actually, once they went nice, Minion had to legally change his name to Old Chum because of some other Minion-related thing.
What? You mean the yellow guys?
No, I
Yep.
mean they got a cease and desist from Mr. Minion's Meatsicles.
Sounds delicious.
Yep.
I'm still gonna call him Minion. You can't break up this duo.
Even as Megamind uses his tools for good, destruction still tends to be inevitable. To the point that, as the new mayor of Metro City and his new partner, Roxanne instated
Okay,
a policy
that makes
that
little
anyone
to no sense.
inconvenienced by a Megamind battle would receive a free cup of coffee. That sounds horrifically ripe for corruption.
So that's why there's so many Starbuckses everywhere. At least the brain bots are covering all the cleanup. It's a messy job being a superhero, but Megamind's finally found his purpose, even saving the city from the Doom Syndicate, which is like 6 of him.
Though not without some
Yeah, fun
self-induced
fact about this
difficulty.
Doom
You
Syndicate,
have an
they're not
instant
fun.
wind gun on your hip. Use it!
Hey, with girlfriend,
That would
sidekick,
belong
and
to the
girlfriend
video
friends to
game
keep it
version.
going.
He
It doesn't matter
referenced
what
you.
sort of
Shoot them
danger
with the
comes to town.
dehydration gun.
Megamind will always rise up as the defender of
He referenced the
atrocity.
Chief Realist video.
Metro City!
They had to
Wiz,
make that.
what
yeah.
happened to you?
But
You look
yeah,
funny
no.
and
If you've not
squishy.
played the Megamind
I'm over here,
video
Boomstick.
games,
That's the new Death Metal
Uh,
plushie from U2's, and
the
it's
Doom
available to
Syndicate
order
was-
right.
Oh, like
appeared
the
in
one
those.
they made of me a year
And
ago.
they were a lot different.
You got jealous,
All right.
didn't ya?
Okay.
What? No, mine's
Hey.
way cuter. Look
All
at it,
right.
and you can get one by clicking the link.
Ah, they forgot to
I
color one of
believe-
your arms.
Boomstick, I have a
Okay.
metal arm.
I can already
I
tell
always have.
that
Oh,
the
and if you order it,
analysis.
there's a chance you might get a
I can
special
already
version with
say
a
that
gold
the
arm.
analysis
That's
might
actually
be better
kind of
than the
awesome.
fight.
You
fight
definitely
itself.
want one.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
I'm already
Yeah, I
filled
do,
with
okay?
dread.
There
Shut
was-
up about
there
it.
was
This
a
is your
lot
last
of
chance.
effort put
Click the
into
link
the
below to order your
analysis.
own Wiz.
Despite-
This ends in just a few
despite
days, and the plush will
DreamWorks
never be available
and
again,
Universal
so don't miss out.
fucking it over.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the
I'm
data through
already
all
filled with dread.
possibilities.
Yep,
It's
there we go.
time
There's
for
the
a death battle!
in non-Zuma 11 or whatever the hell. I don't know what the name of it is. All right. Let's see how bad this is.
Minions, prep the artillery! We're not letting him get away!
Oh, the animation.
And here I thought it was the hero who chases the bad guys! Ha! Oh. Ah!
Minion, I'm going to need a new pair of pants.
Yes, sir. Sending you the Sunday Best package.
Take this!
Oh god. The Megamind model, don't get me wrong, Megamind model looks fine. It's just this crew model.
Blaze away!
A dark color scheme!
Strictly!
Henchmen who look the same!
Laser gun!
Ingenious weaponry! You are certainly a real supervillain!
Sonic popsicle.
You're just missing one thing!
And what might that be?
Presentation!
Minions, assemble! And start the music!
Wait, did that minion just reference the Daigo
Check that
moment?
mark in the morning. No, hey! We just fixed that! Come on, sir! Smash him! Oh, hey, that's kinda cute!
You dare challenge Megamind in my own monstrosity? Do you even know who I am?
Well, life is full of disappointments.
Hey! Now, as you like to say, dehydration gun!
If you're going to steal my lines, at least do it properly!
Ooh.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Minion, is the death ray ready?
Approaching. Getting there. Almost. Kinda. Maybe.
Jeez.
Way. Yes! Fire! Whoa!
Oh, Roxanne's gonna kill me.
Remember this, villain! The good guys always win! This is how it's really done! Dehydration gun!
Villain! You mean... Oh, wait a minute. This is all a big misunderstanding.
Huh?
Now that's the stinger. Kevin couldn't hold it in.
Oh, work is going to kill me for this.
Yes, that's 2 for Gru, 0 for Will Ferrell.
With so many chaotic factors in this fight, it can get overwhelming trying to keep track of them all.
So we'll break it down 3 ways: arsenal, minions, and skill.
In terms of weapon versatility, Megamind definitely had much more to use. The D-gun alone had enough effects to match what Gru could do with nearly his whole kit. Throw in disguise generators, invisible cars, portal bazookas, and it's a lot for Gru to handle.
Just one problem. Megamind might have had variety, but Gru's weaponry was far stronger in scope. Sure, Megamind's death ray could blow up a mountain, but Gru's shrink ray could take out the moon.
And is much easier to use on top of it. Frankly, much of Megamind's deadliest weaponry would have little effect anyway.
Check this out. When Gru first tried to get the shrink ray, he triggered a missile trap so explosive it created a mushroom cloud. Based on the size of the blast, that's about 4 kilotons of TNT, and all those missiles fired at him from point-blank range.
Shockingly, that's about 38 times greater than Megamind's orbital death ray. And Gru kind of just walked it off. Megamind's mecha suit could take big hits like that, but Megamind himself? No.
So Megamind would have a hard time blowing him up, but he could still dehydrate him, disintegrate him, freeze him, or even just turn off his gravity and send him flying into space, right?
Sure, though Gru does have some similar weaponry. As far as arsenal is concerned, Gru could take out Megamind through sheer firepower, but Megamind could potentially counter with the D-gun's effects. It's a whoever shoots first wins situation. Their arsenals match up fairly evenly.
But these guys aren't alone. Let's cover Gru's minions and Megamind's, minions.
1-to-1, one of Gru's minions was certainly more likely to take out a brainbot. Sure, minions may have the attention span of an iPad kid, but they can effortlessly hack, dismantle, and rewire most machines, like, you know, Megamind's brainbots.
And they just won't die! Certainly nothing the brainbots have can take them out. For all we know, the minions may be completely indestructible.
To be fair, maybe one brainbot doesn't stand a chance against one minion, but there are far more brainbots than minions in total, 10 times more, and the brainbots are a much more organized and focused unit.
Compared to the vanilla minions, maybe, but the mega minions are strong enough to rip and chop through metal like wet paper. Aunt Mel's got a history of destroying satellites with a laser beam strong enough to cut through the earth, so it's bye-bye Death Ray.
But we can't ignore the most competent minion of them all, Megamind's minion, Old Chum.
He's way more competent than Dr. Navario, can operate all the tech like the mech suit used to fight Titan, and can match Megamind's brains and style beat for beat. Remember that whole presentation bit in the movie? Yeah, that wasn't Megamind, that was Minion.
While Megamind's army lacks the power of, say, the Mega Minions, having a second in command who's just as smart and capable as him makes up for it, making a battle of their underlings too close to call.
So, if neither of them has a clear edge in weaponry or their henchmen, what matters most isn't the tools themselves, but how good or bad they are at using them. It all comes down to skill.
Both Gru and Megamind have their share of less than genius moments and bad luck, but even in the face of things gone wrong, Gru tends to fail upwards, still ultimately completing his missions, unlike Megamind, who tends to fail much harder before he learns how to succeed.
And we love him for it. It's not like Gru has to put up with Elvis Superman, but even during their villain phases, Gru found some success, unlike Megamind,
who also has a bad habit of not using his weapon effectively, like never using the D-gun against the Doom Syndicate, either because he can get easily flustered or he just loves showing off. So it's more likely Gru could succeed in a
Right.
whoever shoots first wins quick draw situation with their
This
arsenals.
shows that we
Quick Draw is
never
right.
watched the
Megamind dodge an electric
sequel
blast
movie or
is
the
impressive,
series.
clocking in around half the speed of
I think I've
sound.
seen
But
a
it
little
pales
bit.
in comparison to Gru piloting hypersonic ships into
Probably 'cause
space
it was
and
bad.
dodging heat-seeking missiles at Mach 10, meaning he is fast enough to win that quick draw. Gru takes skill, which finally tips the scales. After a nail-biting back and forth, he has just enough to land the winning blow first, more often than not.
Sorry, Megamind. I think you losing was a atrocity.
It's Metros. I trust. The winner is Felonious Gru.
Next time
Okay.
on Death Battle.
All right, next time.
Whoa!
Itadori
Yes! Itadori! We'll see you again.
Genji.
Subscribe and
Stretchy!
join us a member to see
The
more Death
Chainsaw
Battle.
Man.
Thanks for watching.
Now,
that's what he is?
well, I'm excited for this one because it's two animes that I actually do enjoy. Let's talk about the positives. Let's
Hey.
talk about the
Yeah,
positives.
Yuji finally gets a death battle.
I mean, sure, there was a few other options for Denji, like, what the fuck was his name from Cyberpunk Edge Runners? David Martinez, I think. It's been a while since I've seen the series, but let's talk about the positives with Gru Megamind. The analysis flawless, despite the hiccup of DreamWorks Universal. The results definitely also flawless. Now for the bad. Now for the bad. The animation quality was a fucking mess. While Megamind's model was fucking flawless, the minions were all right. It was Gru that was throwing me off.
It was probably
Yeah, I think
his
the-
body shape. No, it was probably his body shape that was
Yeah,
mostly
kind of
Gru.
misleading.
And
And-
sometimes the minions have a off animation.
And what's worse is this battle is way too short.
The missiles
Like,
coming
there was
after
so
Megamind
much
looks
other
like
stuff we could have had
Wile E.
in here,
Coyote.
but we totally didn't get a whole lot. Like, how am I gonna rate this? This is a tough one to rate.
I feel like 6. I mean, like,
I
hell,
want to
not-
give. I
like
might have
7?
to give this one a 6. Like, it's not my favorite. Like, for a milestone episode, you would think they would have done better. But no. Instead, I even knew it wasn't going to hold a candle to the likes of Bakugo Rize or even Cell vs. Metal Sonic. I mean, I don't hate this episode, but it's definitely not my favorite battle of this year. So, yeah, that was this episode's React. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, I can see why a lot of people didn't like this episode. I can see the flaws with it. And I get it.
And we can all direct this to the, and we can all blame the people that got heated with Devil Artemis after Hulk versus Godzilla.
Oh, yeah. Now, granted, I may not like Hulk vs. Godzilla, but I like this other work. Hulk vs. Godzilla is just not one of my favorites, but I wasn't one of those people that was throwing heat towards Devil Artemis. Because, let's be frank, my personal favorite up till when Cell vs. Metal Sonic happened was always going to be Ganondorf vs. Dracula, because I'm a big fucking Castlevania nut.
Not to mention, it was the very first ever death battle to be animated in Source Filmmaker.
Yeah, so it's up there in my top favorites, because without that, we wouldn't have the other Double Artemis episodes. Hell, we wouldn't even have Link versus Cloud Round 2 because Daito Madachi did that one. Because Daito also helped with the Ganon and Dracula one. But regardless, I know this episode wasn't that great. It's not bad, it's not good, it's okay. Gru vs. Megamind was okay. But I can understand why people didn't like this one.
Hey, at least I got some laughs out of the animation.
I mean, there was some good moments, but it's held, some of the things in it held it back. But like I said, I hope you all enjoyed this react. Till then, your Captain of the Storm Garden sign off. I'll see you all in the next video.
Later, Randall. Later.
Later.